escape the city without leaving the city. Joining me now from what he hopes will become Sargent Road Nature Park is the president of the Mud Creek Conservancy, Benjamin Miller. Good morning.
Good morning, Tracy.
It's great to see you and great to see where you are. For people who aren't familiar, it's been a few months since we talked to you last. Remind our viewers where you are and what exactly is happening around you.
Sure. Well, thanks for having me back on. I think it was the end of June when we last spoke. So we're still here on the same site, what we're calling Sargent Road Nature Park. It's really what we hope to be the future Sargent Road Nature Park. This is a 25-acre beautiful natural area. Last June when we spoke, you may remember I was sitting behind some really massive trees back in the forested area of this property. Today, really trying to show some diversity of this habitat, sitting in some of these beautiful meadows. But long story short, this is a beautiful 25-acre natural area in the city of Indianapolis on the northeast side of town, 82nd Street and Sargent Road. And this is a site that we're trying to save, preserve from development, but really preserve the beautiful habitat that's here and provide a new nature park for Indianapolis residents to get out, be able to recreate, especially with COVID-19, be able to safely recreate, but also an amazing educational opportunity here with tons and tons of variety of wildlife, plants, wildflowers, butterflies right now this time of the year. And that's what we're trying to do, and we need everyone's help.
Well, in late June, you're showing us this beautiful, just 1,000 shades of green, some bright colors from the flowers and things. Are we seeing some fall changes?
Definitely. Yeah, we've seen some really great changes in our campaign as far as fundraising goes, but here on the site, we're seeing some really cool natural changes. And we see that really every couple of weeks out here. Every couple of weeks, you'll have a new flower that's in bloom, a new color in the meadows. And right now, we're seeing the fall foliage really set on. And this is a wonderful property to enjoy the fall foliage. You've got two, 100-foot bluffs on each side of the property. This property is a valley, so a beautiful view of the woodlands, the changing colors of the leaves. But also we've got plants like behind me here, the goldenrod. We've got New England aster, beautiful purple and yellow plants, native plants providing fuel for our pollinators and the migrating monarchs this time of the year as well.
Well, you said there's been some changes in the fundraising. You had the ability to take a leap forward, but you still have more leaps forward to go, right?
Yeah, so last time we spoke, I believe we had raised $70,000 towards our $650,000 goal. So we were excited that we were underway, but really we needed to pick up steam, and excited to report that we have done just that in the past 2 months, or 3 months, I guess it's been. So really starting August, we were at $80,000 raised, and that was all grassroots, family donations, individuals. And here at the start of October, we have jumped up to $267,000 raised, nearing halfway our goal. And that's thanks in part to two big things. Our grassroots fundraising, we now have over 420 families, individuals in the Indianapolis area that have donated. That's bumped our grassroots fundraising, more than doubled it from $80,000 to $170,000. We also secured our first major grant for this property through the Herbert Simon Family Foundation in the total of $100,000. So all of a sudden, we're really right back on track where we need to be. Have one more year to raise the funds next September, so really less than a year. So we still need everyone's support, but we think this is going to happen if everyone buys in.
Well, I hope this is just the first of many big grants that get you to that goal. You also have some partners that need to be recognized.
Yeah. So one thing that we've really tried to do is find those like-minded businesses, sponsors. We know we have a lot of individual support, but we've formed some really cool partnerships. That video that you're seeing there, that virtual footage, that's our friends at Absorb Productions. They did a beautiful job, especially with COVID. We do tours, almost 2 or 3 every week, but that helps people get a view of the property. We've got some new branding to help people recognize some of the really unique wildlife that we have out here. So Timber Design Company, Lars Larson, provided some really wonderful branding that we're going to be using throughout this entire project. You saw box turtles, prairie warblers, foxes, all stuff that's out here and calls it home. And it's really cool to be able to incorporate that into our branding as well.
That's awesome. What can we do to help?
I mean, I hate to be blunt, but we need money.
Be blunt.
We love those in-kind services, and that's really helping us fuel our fundraising campaign. But we've got to raise the money or else this isn't going to happen. So you can do that by going to sargentroadnaturepark.com. You can learn all about the project first on that site, but you can also donate through there. We'd really love to get more businesses on board. And we kind of treaded lightly on the business sponsorship thing. We kind of pulled back with COVID, and we know a lot of businesses are trying to figure out just how to stay afloat. But for those businesses that do find themselves in a surplus this year, if you're looking for a way to invest back in the community, we think we've got some really cool ways that we can recognize you for that into perpetuity. And it truly is an investment in all of the community members here, being able to provide a nature park for future generations.
Very much so. And I appreciate you being blunt. Very much so. We'll put sergeantroadnaturepark.com on our link, indiestyle.tv. People, give some green to save and preserve the green and the yellows and the purples and the browns and oranges. Thanks so much for your time. Good luck.
Thank you, Tracy.